Kat. Welcome to this video, where today we're talking about the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program, or the IBDP for short.
Hey everyone, this is Judy, a former IB survivor of 2020. And today we are going to be bringing you a series of videos that teach you about IB in general and IB survival guide. So for those of you who don't know, we actually have our May exam canceled because of the coronavirus situation, which is very lucky us. However, we still have a lot of tips that can still be universally applied to all of you who are still deciding or are already taking IB.
So what the IB program is, it's basically something designed to torture students, but you take 6 different classes in 6 subject areas, as well as TOK, EE, and CAS, the core IB, whatever, and you get a mark out of 45.
So the first episode is
IB worth it? To IB or not to IB?
Get that Hamlet reference?
So, you want to do the IB diploma program. Well, here's a reason why you should do it, and that is if you want to test your limits. During the diploma program, there will be times when work is piled on top of you, when you are like, I can't do this anymore. You'll be working on assignments on like 2-3 hours of sleep, and there's going to be like 5 tests tomorrow, and you're like, well, I can't, oh my god, I'm dying. And you know what, at the time, it feels like that, but you will get through it. And it's important to remember that everybody gets through it. And at the end of your 2 years, you'll look back and be like, hey, I did that. I'm very proud of myself for being able to do that. And I was able to handle a lot more work, a lot more stress than you originally thought that you could. And so if you're someone who is interested in testing their potential and their capabilities, definitely do the IB. Give yourself the opportunity to push yourself, to challenge yourself, to see how much you're able to do.
But a very big but is the workload that IB has. If you're looking for a stress-free high school experience where you get to eat healthy, play healthy, hang out with your friends, go to a lot of parties, IB is definitely not the life for you, because IB really just soaks up your life and you have to be fully dedicated to it in order to do well in it. Without IB, you'll probably be able to have a more fabulous and fun high school life, the one I never had, and I'll be so jealous of you. A fabulous high school life. As the IB official,
I would like to say that the second reason to IB is the fact that students get to learn from a more holistic and global perspective. This is because IB is an international curriculum, so it evaluates all the subjects from history to science from a global perspective. And students are constantly challenged to find the biases within every single text that we read, and also read between the lines to analyze any bias or the manipulation that our media does to us. So this contributes to a very crucial quality called critical thinking, which also means the ability to overanalyze everything until you become paranoid with the government and everyone around you. But anyways, it is still a very important skill to have in the day of globalization, which is something that our students enjoy very much.
yes, that's me. I enjoy it very much.
However, what was I going to say? However, in IB, there's a lot of times where it's always the reflection over the end product. There's a lot of that fluff, if you know what I'm talking about, where you'll always be asked to write about your process. Some students, they may feel like they're not receiving the credit that they should deserve after putting in so much work for something. Like, for example, if you're writing a science lab, you're graded on how you write about your process and what you did in that process rather than your results or your calculations or how well you conducted your experiment. And sometimes that can be really frustrating. So if you're a type of student who feels like a lot of the reflection is meaningless and you don't like spending a lot of time on that, because IB is very writing based. There's so many reflections. There are reflections for the reflections that you have to write. And if you're a student who doesn't like that, maybe the IB isn't necessarily for you. This hat makes me feel more intelligent, so I'm going to wear it while I talk about the social aspect of the IB program. And while yes, you might not have as much time to go out with your friends, but you do form a pretty close relationship with the rest of your classmates or your IB cohort, because these are people going through the exact same thing you are at the exact same time. You can support each other, you can complain about life together, stress about IB together, and if you're working in a lab, you will find same people who are doing that at the same time, which is usually 4 a.m. And you'll be each other's moral supports, and you'll get each other through it all. And, you know, you meet some of your best friends this way.
There is a downside to the social aspect. One of the biggest regret that I have in high school is that everyone's always so absorbed in the academics. The only time that we really get to bond is through classroom settings or struggling to complete certain assessments together, we don't really have a lot of time to socialize outside of the classroom. This means that I really don't get to know what's going on in their head or in their life. And also, nobody really ever has the energy to organize anything special for their classmates because we're always so tired. And even if someone does organize something, nobody ever has the energy to do them. With IB, it really does get into the way of your social activity. IB can be this amazing marathon experience if that's what you're looking for. It really trains your quality to be persistent with your goals, stay determined, and stay motivated for 2 years. This is because IB has a longer span of curriculum that lasts for 2 years rather than 1 year like the regular curriculum. So this means that you have to continue to do well in every single one of your tests and every single one of your assessments given by your teachers for 2 years. And this can be a really hard thing for all of us because especially after we hand in our college applications by the end of grade 12, we're just also drained and so tired and we don't feel like working. However, but we also know that if we stop working, we're going to fail our final IB exam, which is the only thing that will show up on our final official score. And if we don't continue and push ourselves throughout this 2 years continuously, all of our previous work would just go to waste. So this is a really big challenge for all of us, but I think this is also could be a very exciting challenge for some of you who want to take IB.
Welcome to my closet again. It's a bit messy. Ignore my blanket. Very good points, but considering such, maybe it will put less stress on you if you take some provincial classes, because we're in Canada, provincial classes, because you'll be able to get your credits, get your courses done, take your final exams, and move on with your life and do something else. It's not as much of a commitment, and for some people, that will take a lot of stress off of their school life. And so if you think that you're someone who wants to get some quick credits or don't want to commit to a 2-year-long program, then maybe the IB definitely isn't for you. In that case, don't do the IB. IB is suited for the balanced student, someone who has pretty good performance across all 6 subject areas, somebody who has interest in every single subject, who is like, I like science, I like math, I like English, I can speak un peu de français. That means a little bit of French, which I don't know that of French. Okay, and in that case, if you want to explore your interests across a pretty balanced curriculum, IB is definitely for you, and I think that's what drew me to IB in the first place.
Okay. I haven't touched this guitar in 3 years, and it is so dusty. Okay, but this is what we're talking about. If you are an Angular student, IB may not be the right course for you. So by saying that you're an Angular student, it means that you have a very special or unique talent and a career to pursue. So this can include being a musician, or if you're such an artist like me, just kidding, I'm pretty bad at art, or if you're pursuing acting, dancing, anything creative, or even if you're so dedicated to, for example, the sciences and you don't want to consider the humanities at all. Oh God, you see that? It's like all the stuff. Whatever you are, as long as you have a very Angular interest and you're so dedicated to it, then IB is not the course for you, because it is supposed to be designed to be this balanced curriculum where you get trained on every aspect, from the humanities to the sciences to the arts and everything. So this can be a big struggle for students who already know what they want to pursue, because then they'll be wasting a lot of energy on the things that they're not good at and will probably never use again in their future life. Which is why if you're an Angular student, you should probably consider going to a regular school or apply for a school that specializes in the things that you want. So I'm just gonna wear this bathrobe while I talk about college applications. So I was someone who decided to apply for American universities, and I think there are 2 things that you should know about IB when you apply to American universities. First is, even though I feel like I went through a much harder program, but the college admissions doesn't value IB more specially than any of the other curriculum. So if you're thinking that, they'll probably think that I'm very special because of IB, no, it's not the case. This is why you may want to consider, is it worth it to take the IB, because it doesn't impress the college admission so much more than any of the other curriculum. Secondly, you have to think about standardized testing, because IB is a lot of work, and taking standardized testing on top of IB can be very, very difficult in terms of time management and your energy dissipation. So this means that you probably have to take additional energy or invest 200% into your academics in your grade 11 and 12 years to complete those standardized testing. And this may lead you to consider whether if it's more worth it to just do the regular curriculum and take the standardized testing, because these SATs and ACTs are basically valued just the same as your IB marks. I think universities are making progress in terms of IB plus SATs and ACTs. For example, university like NYU have dropped their standardized testing requirements for IB students, but this is not the case yet for most universities. So you must double check the university that you want to get into and decide if IB is the right program for you.
That was a very good point. However, say you're applying to a Canadian school or a school that doesn't require any standardized testing results, then the IB program and your IB courses look very good on your transcript. And not only that, there is a conversion that transfers your IB grades into like a percentage equivalent out of 100. And usually that conversion is very much in favor of the IB student. For example, at my school, a 4 on the IB scale is equivalent to 85%. So say you're someone who's barely passing your IB courses, you're getting all 4s, then on your transcript, it would say that you're getting like an 85% in every single one of your subjects. And that is equivalent to an A, like straight A in the province that I'm from. So in that case, it can be hugely beneficial to you when you're applying to universities, because on your transcript, it would seem like you have really good grades. And you would also sometimes get transfer credits for your IB classes. IB is great, like go for it and totally help me out on my university applications. Even though I don't think I needed it, help me out.
Oh, is IB worth it for me? On a first thought, no. But on a second thought, yes. I have 2 reasons for that. The first reason is I like how every subject has an opportunity for you to connect with the real life. And we usually do that through something called IAs, which is internal assessments. IAs are usually opportunities for us to do our own research, complete our own project, and design our own experiments, which is something that I absolutely love. Second thing that I really liked about IB is the existence of something called CAS, as well as the CAS project. CAS project is this amazing opportunity that allows every student to design or work with others to design a project of their own choice that engages the community in a creative or positive way. A community leader in that aspect.
For me as well, I believe the IB was worth it. However, while my mind says yes, my body says no. And haha, get it? Funny joke. The reason I say that is because the IB really hurt at times. Running on 2 hours of sleep and nothing else but, say, caffeine and stress and adrenaline, it hurt. Pretty bad for about 2 years. But the amount of things I've learned from the program, and as much as I've grown because of this experience, the IB is very valuable to me. And for anyone who's looking for a similar challenge, I think the IB is for you. But if not, hey, that's okay. Life goes on. Enjoy life as you wish.
I think I am really liking my bun today. Anyways, so this will conclude our video of today. If you have any questions or comments, please just let us know.
If you would like to see any of our beautiful faces again, like this video and comment what you'd like to see from us next time.